It came out once a year. I'm honestly not quite sure why I'm writing this or who I'm even writing this to. Maybe just to warn people. About what, I don't even know. Maybe to reach out to anyone with similar experiences. I grew up in a tiny town. I'm not even sure it could be called a town, really more of a village or a hamlet. The kind of place stuck in the 50s where everybody knew each other and there were more churches than houses. It sounds charming, I guess, but as anyone who lives somewhere like what I've described, you know it's boring at best and torturous at worst. There was only one school for every kid born here from the time they grew out of diapers to the time they graduated and, if they were lucky, left this dump of a place. There were only ever maybe 30 kids in the school at most, and even to this close-knit community, I was an outcast. Not that I minded, really. I didn't like these kids either. I only really had one real friend, my next-door neighbor, Molly. Our parents were close too, and we often had supper together, which I guess is why we grew so close. But that's not why you're reading this. I don't think you want to know about a lonely and scrawny little boy with no friends in a boring village. My home wasn't boring, really. We had some strange rituals. You could chalk some of it up to just Bible Belt activities. You'd essentially be outlawed if you skipped church on Sunday, wives were to stay home and cook while husbands were to go out and work in the nearby mine. If you didn't have at least 3 of the Bibles our church had hand-scribed, you weren't allowed to go to church, the like. But we also had something else that I found strange. The festival happened once a year. If you're wondering what the festival was, so were all of us. Nobody knew what it was or why we did it. Hell, nobody even knew what happened if we didn't do it. One of our many pastors, Father Sinclair, usually ran the whole thing. From the outside, it could look like a normal church festival. During the day, that's sort of what it was. A group prayer, followed by the dads grilling sausages or burgers, the children running around and throwing a ball around as the moms brought out cookies and chatted. Maybe some music if Father Sinclair had raised enough money. But by night, things changed. Everybody was to go inside, except Father Sinclair and some volunteers from the school. After they had ensured all residents truly were inside, they completed it. Curious kids who wanted to know what was happening may have pressed their ears to the bedroom windows to hear nothing but silence. Well, until 3:33 in the morning. Every year without fail, at 3:33, a loud, screeching like sound could be heard, followed by otherworldly chanting, followed by silence again. I know that because I was one of those curious kids. Molly and I both were. This story I'm telling took place during our 12th festival. By this time, it had been a few years of Molly and I theorizing what the festival was for. It was maybe a week or so until our next festival, and this year we were dead set on discovering what it was. Maybe we could sneak out during the night portion of the festival? Well, that wasn't for another week.